All right, this is lesson 1.8, modeling and problem solving. This is where we put equations and real world problems together in one thing. This is what we've been working towards. All right, go ahead and pause your video for a second and get that down in your notebook. Algorithm, solving word problems. An algorithm is a method or a system that you use every single time when you're like repeating a process. All right, so the first thing we want to do is identify important facts. The second thing we want to do is figure out what are we trying to find. In fact, I'm going to do this, I'm going to flip this around because I think it's most important to figure out first what are we trying to find. Then I can figure out what the important facts are that relate to that problem. What am I trying to find? Where can I go get that information? And then keywords, we're gonna do all these things by underlining or highlighting or some other method that you might use on your own that works for you. Keywords are per and each. Whenever you see those words, also see something like this, for every. As soon as you see those words, it's automatic multiplication. Something's going to be multiplied, and you'll see that as we get into it. The words in or the end or total usually means equal to, okay? And then the fourth problem is we're going to write the equation and solve. So let's try one out and see where it takes us. Okay, so your school band needs to buy new percussion equipment. The equipment will cost $3,450. You have collected $312 in previous fundraisers. If you sell sandwiches at $500 each, how many sandwiches will you need to sell to raise the remaining funds? All right, so when we write equations, we usually have a starting value. So let's just write it like this. I'm going to have a starting value. And then I'm going to either add or subtract some multiplier. So something times x. And that is going to equal, my total is going to go here, total. All right, so that being said, I know it looks a little confusing right now, but just bear with me. So I'm going to go through my problem and I'm going to see what did I start with. So my school band needs to buy new percussion instruments. The equipment will cost $3,450. You have collected $312 in previous fundraisers. So I already have $312. Okay, and then if I'm going to back up here a little bit, it says the equipment will cost $3,450. So that's my total. That's how much it's going to cost altogether. So that's going to go over here. And don't forget my equal sign is here. All right. If I sell sandwiches at $5.50 each, so each means multiply. So I'm going to do plus $5.50 times x. X is the number of sandwiches. So x equals number of sandwiches. Okay, so now I have an equation. I can solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 312 from both sides. And that's going to give me 550. X equals 3,138. And then when I divide both sides by 550, for $5.50, you wouldn't pay $550 for a sandwich, I don't think. Okay, so then these are going to cross out, and my final answer is going to be 570.5 which I'm going to have to round because I can't sell a half of a sandwich. So since this is bigger than, or 5 or bigger, I'm going to round up. So I need to sell 571 sandwiches. All right, it seems like a lot, but as we keep doing them, they'll get a little easier, I promise. Okay, Tabitha took out a loan of $12,500 to open a store. She currently has made $4,550. So I'm going to start underlining some stuff. So she took a loan of $12,500. She currently has, we'll pick a different color, currently has $4,500 and is planning to make $2,300 each month. There's that each word, that multiplier. Okay, how long until she breaks even, meaning making back the same money? So she currently has $4,500. That's my initial value. And let's see, maybe I need to back the truck up here and do something different. Nope, I think I'm good. So she currently has $4,500 and she's planning to make money. So that means she's going to be adding money. Making is adding. If you spend it, you're taking it away. But she's making $2,300 per month. So you can use M per month, or you could use X if you like X. And she's trying to get up to the total of $12,500. So you could go ahead and do your math and then come on back and check it and see if you did it right. All right, so it looks like it's going to take her 3.478 months to make back her money. But as you know, you cannot, we're talking about in months, okay? You wouldn't really think about months as a 0.478 of a month. So if she's going to make back her money, for example, if she works 3 months, she hasn't quite got there yet because she still owes that little extra. So instead of rounding down to 3, I'm going to round up to 4, so that way she can make sure she pays back all of the money. All right. Tim and Nick are going to Tuba City High from Moonvalley High School. Tim drives at a rate of 40 miles per hour. So Tim drives at a rate of 40 miles per hour. So there's that word per again, multiplication, and reaches his destination in X hours. Nick is driving at a rate of 55 miles per hour and reaches his destination 3 hours earlier. So Nick is there, or Tim is there X hours, and Nick is there 3 hours earlier. How long does it take for the time to reach the destination for Tim? Okay, so maybe I should say Tim. So they're trying to figure out how long does it take for Tim to get there if Nick is getting there 3 hours earlier. All right, so I'm going to set up a little chart here. I'm going to have a Tim and Nick. All right, Tim drives at a rate of 40 miles per hour. So 40 times X, where X is the number of hours, and reaches his destination in X hours. Okay. Nick drives at a rate of 55 miles per hour, but he gets there 3 hours earlier. So if I want them to be the same amount of time, since Nick was faster, I'm going to have to subtract 3 hours from him so that the time will be the same. So I'm going to subtract 3 hours from Nick. So that will give me my equation, which is I'm going to subtract 55x from both sides. That's going to give me negative 15x equals negative 3. And then when I divide both sides by negative 15, I get x equals positive 1 over 5. So it's going to take that x is equal to positive 1 over 5. So they're asking me how long does it take Tim to reach the destination. So this is the equation I need to plug it into. So 40 times 1 over 5. I can make that a fraction if I want. That's going to give me 40 divided by 5, which is 8. It takes Tim 8 hours to get to Tuba City. All right, you're making flags for the school color guard. Each flag has a red stripe and a 12-inch wide white stripe. That was really hard to say. The width of each flag is 3/4 its length. The length is 48 inches. How wide is the red stripe? Well, I think I can look at this picture and figure out an equation, and I can say that these two added together have to equal this. So 12 plus r is equal to 48. That means if I subtract 12 from both sides, that's going to give me r equals 36. So I want to go back and check and make sure that I did everything correctly. So I want to, okay, I'm going to back this up just a little bit because something is not sitting right with me because I think I left out some information here. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start this over because I think this 3/4 in the back of my mind has been kind of bothering me. So it says the width of each flag is 3/4 of its length. Okay, well my length is 48, so this has to be 3/4 of 48. So 3/4 times 48, and I think that reduces down to 36. You could put it in your calculator. Okay, so that whole width has to be 36. So my new equation is going to be 12 plus r is equal to 36. And then I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. So the r is going to equal 24. Okay, that fraction was really bothering me. I didn't think they threw it in there for no reason, so I had to go back and rethink what I was doing. Okay, currently you have 70 bucks. Already I know my starting value. And your sister, so this is me, this is you, this is your sister. She has $195. You decide to save $6 of your allowance each week. Okay, so you're saving $6 per week. And she's spending $12 per week. I'm going to cross this out because this was not supposed to be part of the problem. She's spending $12 each week. How long will it have before you have as much as you, so they're asking how long until they're equal. Okay, so there's your equation. So I'm going to first start out by subtracting 70 from both sides. That will give me 6w on this side, and that will give me 125 on this side minus 12w. Then I'm going to add 12w to both sides. That will give me 18w equals 125. And then when I divide both sides by 18, that will give me w equals 6.94. So I'm going to round that. That little symbol means approximately 7. So it will take approximately 7 weeks for us to have the same amount of money, or where we will be equal. Okay, Miguel borrowed $45 from his brother Stefan. Miguel partially paid back Stefan, and he now owes $23. How much did Miguel pay back? Okay, so here's what the question is asking. How much did he pay back? He started with $45. partially paid back Stefan. So he paid him back some money. We don't know how much. And he now owes $23. So he owes $23 total. So I'm going to do my little math bit that I always do. Minus 45 minus 45. That's going to leave me with negative x equals negative 22. And then I can divide both sides by negative 1. So he paid back 22 bucks. All right, go ahead and try this one on your own. See if you can write the equation and solve it. All right, go ahead and check your work. Follow the colors of the highlighting because that's where the information goes. For example, borrowed 100 is in red, so that's in red in the equation also. So make sure you got everything in order. All right, so we have a perimeter problem here. These are the easy ones. Okay, perimeter means I have to add up all the sides. So if I add this one plus this one plus this one, the problem says that I have to add up to 18 inches. Is 18 inches. That's my total. So I have 6 plus 7 plus x equals 18. Combining my like terms, that's 13 plus x equals 18. And then if I subtract 13 from both sides, x is going to equal 5. So x is 5 inches. I'm going to use those units of measure because everything is in inches. All right, go ahead and try this one on your own, and don't forget to put your units of measure in your answer. We're talking about centimeters here. All right, go ahead and check your answer and make sure you did everything right, and don't forget to include your units of measure in your answer. That's important. Okay, so we got a little babysitting problem here. You're babysitting your neighbor's kids for a little extra money during the summer. You charge $22 for each. That's important, for each. That's like per, so multiplication, $22 per kid you watch, which earned you $594 by the end of summer. So you have $594 total, and you charge $22 per kid. So here's your equation. $22, let me back that up a little bit, $22 per kid, so x is going to be the number of kids, equals 594. So go ahead and do your division, and x is going to end up equaling 27. All right, last one. You repair Xbox 360s as a hobby for some money outside of school. You charge $17.50 for every Xbox. So $17.50 per Xbox. So 1750x and you earned a total of $262.50. How many Xboxes? So they want to know how many. So X is the number of Xboxes. All right, so all I have to do is divide 262.50 by 1750. And I get X is equal to 15. So I have to repair 15 Xboxes to make $262.50. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching.